Hello everybody, welcome back for another League Racing video, third one here. This will be round 10 of 107R Racing League at France, the French Grand Prix. It's the first time this league is actually experimenting with strict corner cutting. Last round out in Mexico, I finished P7. It was a pretty hard race. I did have the video edited, but the footage got corrupted, so scrap that. But as you can see here, we're on our first qualifying lap. As you can see a delta, that means I did set a lap before this, but I had a terrible lap. I spun and made a huge error, so I just backed out of that lap. Now we're on our actual first attempt. You can see in that section we're already 2 seconds up, so we're already miles up on our first time there. The delta keeps skyrocketing, 7 seconds, 8 seconds. It's just gonna keep sitting around there. And our ERA is going down. Running, I believe it's 12.9 is my wing setup, so much lower downforce compared. As you see Passar go fastest with a 1 minute 30.6. It's already 10 seconds up here on the delta. Do this fast right-hander here, pretty easy, flat. I go pretty deep in here, let off, just let the car roll throughout the corner, stamp back on the gas, get through. This one's a bit of a late apex. I didn't drag the brake long enough for it, so I got too much of a wide exit, but I'm gonna have to cope with that as we're rounding off this lap into the penultimate corner. Drift out pretty wide there, don't get the car rotated back around, get a little bit of slide there. So we exit out the final corner, not the greatest exit, almost invalidate the lap there, but it is gonna be a decent enough lap to put us up into P9 right now on the grid. It's not the best, but as we're gonna round down, it's going to be the start of our final lap here in qualifying. Minute 6, so that's just enough time. We have some slipstream in the front thanks to, I believe it might be an Alpine, but yeah, crossed the line, barreling down to turn 1. Didn't get the best exit, so we're already down. Get a decent turn 1 entry, try and get a good turn 2 exit. Get a very good one, got a 10th out of that one, so already up on our first lap. Didn't get the car far enough inside here, but managed to hold this line pretty well. Going to this tight, try not to spin the tires, get the grip I need in the 5th gear. Drifted out wide, already 2/10 up as you can see there. Had a little bit of a correction there, which is going to lose us some time down the straight, as you can see the delta dropping little by little. But won't be too bad. We do have some slipstream and we are running much lower downforce, so it could help. Get a decent exit out of this corner. I lose a little bit of time on the exit, actually, as you can see, about a 10th-ish compared to what our first lap is, but we're starting to gain a little more time. Trying to add a little less steering and drift the car a little more wide out. You can see losing a little bit of time. A little later, hold the inside line a little more than normal. Get back on the gas. When you see we gain 2/10 out of that. Try and get the late apex. I am a little tighter on that corner, but it does help. We almost invalidate there, so we're very close on the limit. As you can see, 4.5 tenths up. Try and keep the car glued to the inside, so I didn't drift out wide this time. Now into the final corner. In 4th gear, I don't get this exit speed off. As you can see, the delta drop. I should have downshifted a gear, but we're going to have to live with it, as that'll give us a 31.5, but that'll put us up into P11. But on the grid, that'll put us down to P12. So the race strat we're going for is hard to mediums, since I believe if I can get the good enough start and hold these guys up on the hards, I'll just be much quicker than them on the mediums. Especially if they get penalties, that'll also help me catch them. So that is the strategy I've adopted for this race, along with just a tad bit of underfuel, because saving fuel not my top trait, honestly, so just enough. So in case there was a safety car, I would be able to save fuel. Yeah, we see you have a pretty stacked grid, as you can see here. I believe, I forgot who it was on pole. I think it might have been Yuli or Master Bear. But yep, starting the formation lap here. Do a pretty hefty burnout, as you'll see. Try and get the rear tires warmed up. JTB dripping. He's right ahead of us, so we need to get these hards warmed up. As you can see me aggressively weaving. But yeah, as I actually spin on the formation lap, trying to get heat into the rear tires, trying to drift it as much as I can. Try and rush up to the box, and I actually overshoot it, so pretty critical error by me, but we're gonna have to live with it, unfortunately. So we're already on the back foot here. It's not like our quality position can get any better. We're starting... Actually, no, we are starting P11. That's my mistake, but yes. P11 is where we're going to be starting, so we need to gain as much spots as possible to stay eligible for top 5 in the championship. As you can see, 5 red lights are on, car revs at max. Here we go, and his lights out, and away we go for the French Grand Prix. As you see, Matt Joe in the front gets a lot of wheel spin. We immediately blow past him. Themo doesn't get the best restart. JTB dripping, already making contact. He's out of track limits. I try to brake early here, stay out of trouble. As you can see now, SK Shooter, Themo, JTB dripping, they all make contact and go off at the first corner. That's already us. Up into P7, chasing down Knight, down, and LXN. LXN didn't get the best quality position here, one of the championship contenders, so I have to try and keep the car as steady as I can. As you can see, I almost drift out wide and extend there, but we managed to keep it out of trouble. Running much lower downforce, so we will be gaining on the straights. As you can see, the delta drop now, not only because I'm using ERS, but also because the wing setup is not the best, but as soon as we turn off the ERS, LXN is just going to pull back away because he has the slipstream in front. Not as powerful in the rear, but need to prioritize these exits and try and keep up with the corners. Get a little bit of oversteer, had to correct quite a lot there. So, immediately, a good start for us. So we just have to try and maintain this position. Strong points. Points is all we need. If we can finish in the points, then it'll be fine. So we try and drift out a little more wide here. Keep a little consistent on throttle. Now we stamp back on, get the exit. You can see we pull away quite a little bit from Wesley, who is right behind us there. The Alpha Tower, we get on the curb too much, almost extend due to the oversteer, but managed to correct it in time. Keep anything bad from happening. More yellow flags in the back. Try and get the exit speed I need out of this corner. Third gear should do it much better than fourth gear did, as you saw in qualifying. But Pissar sets the fastest lap, obviously in the first lap of the race, I believe, because he's the one with pole. But we're going to go now to lap 11. As you can see, I'm now in P9 behind Magic Joe. As you can see, I spun. That is the reason how we ended up in this situation. So you see the spin down there as to what happened and why we were behind Magic Joe. I don't know why the footage is choppy, but fortunately you have to deal with it. So I apologize for that. But, yep, that is unfortunately the incident. As you see, Magic Joe spun there. So we got an easy overtake on him. Now we're back on to lap 13, so we're fighting now with Durgos, who, if you saw in the last video, I shamefully spun on an accident in the Bahrain Grand Prix. So I was honestly expecting a little bit of tension, but I was going to try and keep it clean just in case, because I didn't want anything bad to happen again. But as you can see, we're chasing him down. We have almost no ERS left. We basically sweated all the ERS just to try and catch up to Durgos, but as you can see in the slipstream, we're gaining on him a lot. He goes out wide in this corner, so that's already putting him on the back foot. Go a little wide and brake just about the same point as him. Gonna try and get the exit. As you can see, I do get it. I do gain quite a bit there on him. Little wide. Now I bring the car back to the inside. That's how that corner should be done, in my opinion. Could be better, but, you know, it's better than qualifying. As you can see, we're chasing Durgos, brake really late there. Now I get the car slowed down to the inside. Now I have a better line into the final corner, as we will have the DRS here almost invalidate, or extend, sorry. But I get the DRS and the ERS I have very sliverous amounts of, but you can see we're gaining. Durgos moves very early to defend the inside, so we're going to make the lunge. Round the outside, can we get the move done? Yes, we can. Round the outside, very clean move from Durgos. Props to him for keeping it on the track and within the limits as well. Hard racing from the both of us and kept it calm, clean, and collected. As you can see, trying to keep him behind, but he is going to have the DRS on this next straight, so I have to pull away as much as I can because the DRS around here does help quite a treat. But you can see now, in the main straightaway, Durgos is going to start gaining and gaining due to the DRS. The gap's starting to shrink little by little. But I think we'll be able to hold him off because I'm dumping the ERS to try and defend this position. He's getting closer, but there's not enough straight left for him to make a move. But you can see now I get oversteer due to hitting the curb. So now that's going to put Durgos right alongside of us, and he's going to get the superior exit. And that's eventually going to lead him to clear us out of the straight chicane there. So now into the right-hander, he goes out much wider. I take a much tighter line there. As you can see, I do look to go down the inside, almost make contact. We're right there. right up his rear wing. Trying to keep it clean. Trying not to spin like you saw I did earlier. Trying to keep it as clean as I possibly can. He gets a little bit of oversteer out that corner, but it's not enough to affect him majorly. A very good battle here with Durgos. Keeping it nice and clean, but we're going to try and do the same move, maybe. Try and replicate the pass we did in the turn 1 last lap. Sar goes fastest lap with a 134.5. We're trying to get anything we can, ERS, DRS. We're going to see what we can do. My pit window is open, which does mean I'm boxing this lap. Here you go, down the inside here of Durgos on the inside, trying to keep it clean. I have to give him room because the inside does turn into the outside. See the ERS, we're trying to gain anything we can. I'm going to go for the move down the inside here. We're going to keep it clean, a little bit of contact. I'm going to let him through here. Try for the switch over, but I almost do extend there. So we're going to have to keep it as collected as we can here. Trying to get the exit I need out of this corner. He gains a little bit on me, but I gain it back. As you can see now, we're going to have the DRS and a decent amount of ERS to play around with. We're close enough that we can just blitz right by him here on the straightaway. As you can see, the difference in wing setups. Definitely proving a treat to be clear. And before we get to the thing is we now cut over to our pit stop. This is the only pit stop we're making in the race, so you can see, get the optimal, just about as perfect as you can get it. Good stop there. As you can see, Knight right in front of us did box as well, but they have a 3-second penalty. LXN is also right ahead of us as well, also with a penalty. So a lot of these guys are extending. We are so far have been penalty and extension free, so this could lead, if there is a safety car really late on, all those penalties can shoot us up the order really high. But now we cut over to lap 19, so just about be a while forward, but now we're just about starting to catch up to Wesley. As you can see, it was extended a ton of times, 12 seconds worth of penalties. We're trying to gain as much as we can, go over the curb a lot. As you can see, Wesley spins right in front of us there. So that's an easy pass for us. Now we go to chase his teammate LXN down, but I don't think we're going to get him in time. But now we cut over to lap 26 out of 27. You can see Mr. Stealth. We're chasing him down. We're chasing Stealth down. I'm pretty sure he disconnected from the lobby and elected to not rejoin. I don't think he got an invite back due to, well, all of us racing. So it's not really much we can do. See Knight retired from the session there. But since he's an AI, we are gaining on him quite a treat. It's lap 26 out of 29. So we're gaining on him quite a lot pretty quickly. It's 2 laps to go, 2 laps of fuel remaining. So we're just about on the edges right there. As you can see, that gap shrinking quite a lot. Durgos pitted, I believe, a lap or 2 later than us. So he is going to be on much fresher medium. So I'm trying to manage his gap to Durgos just in case I do end up getting a penalty. I will have the buffer to relax and not have to worry about it. But I'm also trying to get this P5 from Mr. Stealth, who is actually being driven by an AI right now. I think he's been an AI for about half the race. See, brake a little later than normal, let the car coast through. We gain a ton on him through this corner, as you can now see him directly in front of me. Trying to keep the car, get it cut down to the inside. Decent exit here, not the best, but could keep it better. As you can see, the AI just following the line. I'm taking a little tighter line, trying to get anything I can. You'll see I end up getting a bit greedy. Got a decent exit there. I have some ERS to play around with, but you see now the DRS and the ERS starting to play around a bit. Need to get in the slipstream, try and make it past. This time I don't really have to give way because it's an AI, it's ghosted. But you can see I go very wide here in turn 1. And I get too happy at the throttle. I got a lot of oversteer. And that's going to shoot me straight off the track as we go through the Rolex board. This is what I mean by me trying to manage the gap, because if that would have ended up in a spin, Durgos for sure would have got it. As you can see now, that's my first extension of the race. So 2 more, and that is a 3-second penalty. But now Durgos is 3 seconds back just about, so I cannot get this penalty, because if he does gain, then that is that position lost along with Mr. Stealth. That'll put me down to P7. As you do see, we get past Mr. Stealth. Unfortunately, LXN and Yuli, they're too far ahead, but Mr. Stealth goes right back past us because he has the DRS, but we're going to try and get back past. Due to the late braking, yes, we do get past. Easy pass there, since the AI are pretty slow in that section. So now all we have to do is, you see, Master Bear is our race winner here for Ferrari, subbing in for one of the Ferrari drivers. I forgot. Shush is one of them, but I'm pretty sure he got disqualified. As you can see, I don't know why the footage is choppy. I apologize, but yep, that's basically going to be us confirming our position here. Yep, position will be confirmed in P5 as we're rounding out the lap here into the penultimate corner. Now we're out of the final corner. I'm so sorry. I don't know why it's choppy, but as we head down the main straight, dumping whatever ERS we have left, because why the hell not? And that's going to be us celebrating P5, an incredible recovery, up 6 positions from P11 to P5. So another great recovery there for us here in 107 RZC P5. And the game decides to elect us driver of the day. So that's another very nice achievement for us due to all the positions we made up. So my teammate didn't race this one, but very much helps. So as you can see here, Master Bear is your race winner. Passar P2 for Red Bull. Yuli in LXN P3. If there was a late race safety car, I totally would have gotten to them and passed them because of all their penalties. I round out the top 5. His Stealth's AI actually manages to hang on to his top 6. Durgos in P7. So, very strong race for us as we gain a ton of positions. If you like this video, please consider subscribing. Appreciate the watch. And, yep, thanks for watching. Adios.